Croeso or Pub to the game's under £20 PSN sale. This sale ends on the 29th of September, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. And there's good news. I found nearly £500 worth of discounts in this sale, so watch the whole video and subscribe to never miss a sale again. Okay, let's look at the games. Up first is Aven Colony. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £6.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. And the DLC is also on 50% discount right now for £1.24, so if you pick up this game you should probably pick up that too. In this game you build a massive scrolling city on Aven Prime, an alien planet full of deserts, tundras and wetlands, where you get to manage your colony while exploring the planet, discovering its ancient secrets and alien wildlife. There isn't a huge amount of these sorts of games to choose from these days, and what I like about this one in particular is it doesn't have a load of expansions and add-ons, which means you pretty much get the whole package for this price. If you're a fan of city building and management sims, why not take a look at this? BLAZBLUE Cross Tag Battle is our next game. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the low price of £3.99, which is awesome. This is a fighting game, and this version combines characters from BLAZBLUE with Persona 4 Arena, Under Night in Birth, and Ruby. It features a tag battle system, over 20 playable characters, extensive tutorials, and English voiceovers. This is a great deal for a really great fighting franchise. It's one of the best around, and you just can't beat quality, you really can't. If you're looking for a decent fighter, this is a good option. Our next game is Cities Skylines Mayor's Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £16.99, which is a huge discount and a great deal. And it includes nearly all of the DLC ever made for it, which is 6 full expansions, 3 build-in packs and 5 radio stations. It's an astronomical amount of DLC. If you've been planning to get this game for a while, this is the best way to buy it, is with this version, and this is a really good deal. In this game you get to build and manage the city of your dreams, planning road networks, power grids, plumbing, districts, parks, everything, while also balancing the city's requirements, such as education, utilities, healthcare, economy, and more. This is hands down the best city management sim. SimCity is no longer the king, and it's been that way for a while. If you loved SimCity in the old days, or you liked city builders in general, this is the game for you. This is the version of the game for you. Definitely take a look at it. Darkest Dungeon Ancestral Edition is our next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £6.19, which is really good, as this edition includes all 3 DLC expansions, and in this roguelike you get to recruit, train and lead a group of flawed heroes through monster-infested locations, uncovering strange mysteries and battling unimaginable creatures to try and rid your family's ancestral estate of the evil that infests it. This game had rave reviews when it came out, and it seemed like everybody was playing it. I would definitely say it's one of the most popular roguelikes that has been out in ages. So if you're a big fan of roguelikes, you should definitely consider picking this game out. And if you've never played a roguelike before, it's not a bad price for a lot of content, so you might want to check it out. Up next is Desperados 3 Digital Deluxe. It was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, and is on a 72% discount for the price of £15.39, which is a bit high, but it is kinda new, and this edition includes the season pass with 3 extra DLCs, so I'm letting it slide this time. It's not too bad. In this RTS, you control a gang of Wild West characters, each with unique skills on a quest for redemption as they work together to complete missions through stealth, strategy, and action. If you remember the old Commandos games, it's basically like that, where you control a group of people in missions, and you plan and strategize before you attack, or sneak in, or do what you need to do in that mission. It's a rare genre these days, but it really rewards patience and planning, so if that sounds great to you, you'll really enjoy this. But if not, you'll probably get frustrated and have a terrible time, so think about it first. Dreamfall Chapters is our next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal. This version includes all 5 episodes of the game, with improved graphics and an extended soundtrack, now with 48 tracks. This is a story-driven adventure, where you experience a story set across 3 worlds in over 50 locations as a coma patient trying to awaken. It promises a deep and emotional story, with multiple decision paths and endings, with devastating consequences for your actions. Most games in this genre promise these things, and deliver very little of them. Now, I haven't played this game myself, so I don't know whether this does or not, but hey, at this price, you're getting a really good deal, so it's worth a try, I say. If you're a fan of games like Life is Strange, or the Telltale series, then you should take a look at this game, although there is the Telltale game on sale as well, so watch the rest of the video to see what that is. Up next is Fish and Sim World Pro Tour. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 65% discount for the price of £5.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal. In this game you get to compete against over 100 of the best anglers on the planet, unlocking sponsorship deals and gaining a social media following along the way. It also features 10 venues, 29 species of fish, over 50 licensed equipment companies, dynamic weather, and really good fish AI. And it also includes a multiplayer mode, where you can make your own custom rules for you and your friends to play with, which is pretty cool. This has way more content than the Eurofishing game, but it also costs a bit more. So if you're a fan of the real world fishing pros, you'll probably love this one way more. An unusual game next, Lapis x Labyrinth. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £7.49, which isn't too bad. This is an action platformer where you recruit and customize a team of adventurers, and bring your best items when you enter the labyrinth, to fight monsters, unearth gold and treasure. And you never know, you might even reach the bottom of the labyrinth. It features 8 character classes and a lot of RPG elements. It's a bit of an odd game, and the gameplay's a bit odd as well, but hey, if you're into odd little games, or if you're looking for something a bit different, you'll probably really enjoy this. So why not take a look at it? It's an odd one, but it's definitely worth looking at. Next we have the Limbo and Inside bundle. It was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, but one of the games is much older than that really, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £5.49, which is really good for 2 critically acclaimed games. These are both puzzle platformers, and in Limbo you enter a dark and eerie world full of puzzles and creatures to search for your missing sister, while inside you play a boy who gets involved in a similar world that contains a dark project hidden within. Both of these games did really well when they came out. They got great reviews and everybody seemed to love them, and this is a really good bundle to get both of them. If you like puzzle platformers, or creepy eerie games, you'll really enjoy these, and if you've never played a game like this before, these are really good ones at a really decent price, so you should take a look as well. They're both on sale individually, but they're cheaper to pick them up in the bundle, so be careful which version you pick. Where's Mel Gibson when you need him? Mad Max. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and it's on a 65% discount for the price of £5.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal. This is a third-person open-world action game set in the apocalypse world of Mad Max, so if you're a big fan of the films, you'll really enjoy it, and if you're not a big fan of the films, then you will if you like driving and combat, because it's got a really unique combat system around vehicles. So if that sounds great to you, why not check it out? Our next game is Moonlighter Complete Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of £5.69, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great discount, as this edition includes the Between the Dimensions expansion, with new dungeons and enemies. In this action RPG, you play Will, an adventurous shopkeeper who travels through gates to other dimensions, fighting creatures and collecting treasure to sell at your shop. It features roguelike and RPG elements, with a beautiful art style that is really great. It's like a souped up retro art style, which just looks really cool. This is quite a different game, but fans of roguelike RPGs will really enjoy this, or people that like games that are a bit different as well. All in all, it's a really good game at a really good discount, well worth taking a look at. Project Cars 2 Deluxe Edition is next. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on an 85% discount for the price of £10.49, which is really good, because it includes £25 worth of DLC, including 4 expansion packs of cars, tracks, career events, and unique liveries. And the main game includes over 180 elite brand and road cars, multiple motorsport modes, dynamic surfaces and weather, a career mode, online multiplayer, and custom championships. So you're getting a massive amount of content included in this deal, and is at a pretty good price as well. Definitely worth considering if you're looking for a racing game. Next we have my star buy, Puyo Champions. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the crazy price of £1.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. This is a puzzle game that's easy to learn, tough to master, where you get to craft strategic chains to drop a devastating attack, to defeat your competitors and become the next Puyo champion. It features local 8-player tournaments, and 4-player local and 8-player online multiplayer. So this is a really cool addictive puzzle game, and it's great if you play games with friends, or have a lot of couch co-op parties, because you can set up your own tournaments, and compete to be the best puzzler in the house. Fans of puzzle games should love this game, and like I said, if you've got friends to play with, it'll be great, it really will. But for anyone that doesn't like puzzle games, or doesn't play a lot of local co-op, then maybe this game's not for you. But hey, it's my star buy for a reason. It's at an awesome price, it's different, and it's a really good game. Definitely worth checking out for anyone that's even slightly interested. A really great game is next, Scribblenauts Mega Pack. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £6.24, which is awesome, because this edition includes both the original game and the DC Superhero spin-off as well. This puzzle game is very unique, as it puts you in scenarios with a specific objective, where it's up to you to solve the puzzle by conjuring literally anything you want out of thin air. Is there a building on fire? Make it rain, or summon a fire engine, or a flood. There is no limit other than your imagination on how you solve these puzzles, and the spin-off is full of DC superheroes and hilarious situations for you to experience as well. I can't recommend these games highly enough. I played the original on DS and absolutely loved it. It's unique and it's awesome. If you like puzzle games or things that are a bit different, you definitely have to check this out. It's very different, but very cool and awesome as well. Check it out. You'll be doing yourself a favour, I promise. Up next is a scary game, Soma. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the low price of £2.39. In this survival horror, you're trapped in an underwater facility. With supplies running low, you must search the facility, uncovering its mysteries, while looking for an escape, and teaming up with other survivors along the way. It features multiple story choices and different endings as well, so it makes it a bit different every time you play. This is a really good game that was well thought of back in the day, and is still really beloved, and it's at a crazy good price, so if you like survival horror games, do yourself a favour and pick this up if you haven't played it. And if you've never played survival horror games before, this is a really good one at a really good price, making it well worth giving a go in that case. We have a fighting game next, Street Fighter V. It was released in 2018, so it's only 3 years old, and it's on a 60% discount for the price of £6.39, which isn't too bad. This latest version of the legendary fighting series features 16 iconic characters, an arcade mode, team battle mode, online enabled extra battle mode, and the cinematic story and Shadow Falls modes. So it's a pretty basic content, and don't forget they'll nickel and dime you for extra characters, because they all do these days. But hey, if you're a fan of Street Fighter and you've been waiting for it to go on sale, or if you haven't played one in a while, you might want to check this out, because even though it's the base version, it's worth it at this price. Just be careful of the DLC characters, they're a rip-off. Our next game is Strider. It was released in 2014, so it's 7 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is really good. This is a Metroidvania, where you play the assassin Strider Hiryu, who's been sent to breach the metropolis of Kazakh City and kill the Grandmaster Mayo. This is a really cool game from an old school series. I had it free on PS Plus ages ago on PS3, and I absolutely loved the game. I enjoy Metroidvanias, and this is a pretty decent one, at a great price. So if you're a fan of Metroidvania games, you should definitely take a look at this. And if you've never played a Metroidvania before, then at this price you might want to try it. It's not too bad. Next we have the Surge Augmented Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.99, which is really awesome, considering this includes 2 expansions and 5 DLC packs, so you're getting a lot for your money with this deal. This is basically a sci-fi Souls-like game, in a world where robots have gone haywire, and now it's up to you with your heavy-grade exoskeleton to fight huge bosses, gaining new equipment and abilities along the way to save the day. And since this game is basically sci-fi Dark Souls, if you're a fan of Dark Souls, then you'll love it. But if you're not a fan of Dark Souls, then unless you're really into sci-fi, you probably won't like this either. But if you're up for a really challenging sci-fi action game that's really based on skill, then you'll get a lot out of this game. Take a look at it. We have another story game next, The Wolf Among Us. It was released in 2014, so it's 7 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.24, which is dirt cheap. In this interactive story, you play the prequel story to the Fables comics, where you're playing as the big bad wolf, investigating murdered fairy tale characters for Snow White. It features multiple story choices and paths, and includes all the episodes released, so the story is complete, but it did lay up a sequel that obviously isn't going to happen since Telltale doesn't exist anymore. But at least it doesn't end in the middle of the story, so I can recommend getting it if you're interested. It's pretty much a complete story, and it's a really good quality one by a great studio that were at their peak when they made this game. And if you've never played a game like this before, then it's well worth it at this price. Highly recommended. Definitely take a look at it. Titan Quest is our next game. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £6.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal. This is an isometric hack and slash RPG, where the Titans have escaped their eternal prison, wreaking havoc upon the earth, and you play as the hero the gods seek, journeying across Greece, Egypt and Asia to turn the tide and save both mankind and the gods themselves. This game features 6-player online co-op, which is really great because these sorts of games are much better when played with other people than on your own. They don't make a lot of games like this these days, but hey, if you're a fan of the genre, it's a decent one at a good price. And if you've never played one of these games before, then at this price, you might want to think about it. They're pretty rare, and this is a cheap one, so you might want to take a chance on it. Up next we have the Tour de France 2019. It was released in 2019, obviously, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the price of £3.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and it's a really good price. In this bike sim, you get to play the entire 21 stages from the 2019 Tour de France that are fully recreated in this game. And it features online multiplayer for the first time, a new sprint mode, a new race, the Tour of Flanders, and a World Championship mode as well. So you're getting the complete Tour de France experience if that's what you're interested in. It's a pretty niche sport, so I can't imagine it's a pretty popular game series either. But hey, if you really like it, it's a good deal, and if you've never played it before but you're a little interested, then why not take a chance? At this price you can't go far wrong. And the final game I have for you is TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £4.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal. This racing game faithfully reproduces the 37.73 mile, 264 bend Snaefell mountain course. It features 25 official riders, 38 bikes, and gameplay tested by the real TT riders themselves. So if you're a real big fan of the TT racing, you'll love this game. It's really made for you, and it looks like they've done a good job of it as well. The first person view looks really exhilarating, and it kinda makes me wish it had VR support, because that would be awesome. But if you're looking for more of a generic racing game, this probably isn't for you. But if you're a big fan of bikes, you might enjoy it as well. It's definitely worth taking a look at. It looks like a really well done game. And that's all the games I have for you for the games at the £20 PSN sale. This was a much better sale than the double discounts. The double discount sales are usually pretty terrible, and that was no exception. But hey, what did you think of the games I picked? And that includes the star buy. They can't be as bad as the games in the last sale, so at least that's in my favour. But in any case, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in. But more importantly, I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.